Patty, can you believe it's Wednesday already?
I know.
You know what that means?
Yes, I do.
It's time for a Midweek Update. Welcome back, everyone.
Hi, guys.
It's Wednesday already.
Yeah, I don't even know what the date is, to tell you.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I do know this is like the third week of our trip.
I know.
So 3 of 8 is what we're on. Crazy.
Flying by.
It's really flying by. So how was your week? Hopefully you guys all had a wonderful weekend last weekend. And we have been busy. We have been on the move.
Yes.
So when we last left you,
We were at Surfside,
we were at Surfside, or
Texas.
just north of Surfside, at
Yep.
Rosario Beach.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we ended up staying there 3 nights. We stayed
Nice.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night.
Yeah.
And yeah, we really enjoyed it. I actually said, and obviously I'll have videos at some point, but I actually said on video that to me, it might be the best beach for us because it allowed RVs to camp on the beach for
Yeah, sure
free.
did.
It allowed pets on the beach, which were
Right.
the best.
Yeah.
And it had this amazing breeze the whole time we were there, which kept us cool
Exactly.
or
And-
comfortable.
Right. I think that might be the place we go when you want to. You know how your aunt and uncle have a relaxed vacation?
Yeah,
Where they go and read books and just chill. That, I think, is going to be our
that's
spot.
going to be our go-to.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we stayed there Friday night, and then when we left Saturday morning, it was probably a good thing because we woke up, the breeze had switched.
The direction was somewhere not
wasn't-
with us, so it was just sweltering.
It was,
wet.
yeah, really early. It got hot.
Well, and the
And-
heat index was going to be around 107 is what we saw on the Weather Channel, so it was like, oh my. So we're like, well, I guess it's good that it was not great,
Right.
which made it easier to
Made
leave.
it easier to
So,
leave.
Yeah.
So we packed up, and our original plan was to head to Beaumont, Texas. We were going to stay at a place called Poor Brothers Brewery. It was a Harvest Toast.
Right.
And I had called, well, I tried an online reservation, never heard a response. Called the day before, and the young lady was very nice, but she told me that they were hosting an event, an all-day event. And so she said, but, you know, she wanted to know what time we were going to get in, and I said about 3, and she's like, ooh. She's like, well, there might be a place for you to park. And she said, but it'll be over at 7. The later you can come, the better.
Right.
And so anyway, the closer we got to Beaumont, that was weighing on us because we tried to dilly-dally
We really did.
between Houston traffic, and we stopped at some
Couple stores to get some stuff.
but we were still going to be to Beaumont around 3. And so there was that thought, and it was so hot out. Like the heat index, I think at that point was about 107.
It was just too hot.
And we didn't figure they would want us running the generator while their event was
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
So I ended up calling. I couldn't, and she had told me this event was going to be massive. It was going to be all hands on deck. I couldn't get anybody to answer the phone. So I ended up leaving a message. I hope they got it, saying that, you know, we really appreciated you offering us to stay, but because you have your event and it's so hot out, we're going to just keep driving. And we ended up going to a new KOA.
Right.
That would be Bessie. It was called the Lake Charles East / Iowa, Louisiana KOA. My understanding is it was originally built in 2018 and it just recently became a KOA. It felt brand new.
Yeah. You could tell they were just getting it going.
Right.
So.
Awesome staff. They were so friendly. Really nice sites. We ended up scoring a back-end full hookup site with tax using our KOA discount for $40.
That was a good deal.
Which I have no problems paying $40 for full hookup, especially when the heat index is 106. And it allowed us to catch up laundry.
Yeah, we had to get all the sand and salt as
Right.
much as we could out of the
trailer. We did some deep cleaning.
Now we need to work on the outside.
Yeah, and so that was Saturday night, I believe.
Right.
And then Sunday we drove to New Orleans, where we stayed at a Harvest Toast. We stayed at Faubourg Brewery.
Amazing.
Yes, I highly recommend if you're a Harvest Toast member and you're going to New
So much
Orleans.
fun.
So the deal there is you stay in their parking lot, and it's massive.
Huge.
So there's plenty of room to spread out, but it's an absolute gorgeous facility. It's like, now I will tell you this, when you get off the exit and you're driving to get there, you're going to think, why did he send us there? Because you're going through an industrial part of town.
Yeah.
But when you pull in and you see their building and their land, there's a pond, it was manicured, they had disc golf, they had bocce courts.
They had signs up that pets were welcome, just clean up after your pet. They had a water station outside if you need water for your pet. They had all these cute Adirondack chairs and picnic tables, and
pets were allowed inside as well.
Yeah, and with that heat, we're in.
We went in. So I actually went in just to tell them we were there and buy a couple beers. And I said something about, I hope I'm getting the right one for my wife. And I guess I mentioned you were outside with the dogs. And they're like, why don't you bring her in? And I said, again, she has the dogs. And they're like, yeah, dogs are welcome. So I went out, got Patty. We got a couple of their beers, which were awesome.
Right.
And on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they have food and live music. So we ended up having food. And I'm telling you, if you can go to Faubourg on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday when they're serving food, do it. The food, would you not agree?
It was so good. It was so good. And I was so hot and thirsty, I drank my own beer.
Patty drank, first time ever, I think, that she's drank a pint of beer by herself.
Usually I just share with you or take a little bit, but it was good. It was nice and cold. I was in air conditioning. It was all good. So.
And the freshly grilled oysters.
Yep, amazing.
Fresh boiled crawfish.
Good, I tried. As long as you touched them and I didn't have to look at them. And you gave me the part that was like a little lobster.
And some Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. So, and then on Monday morning, so the plan was we were going to stay there 2 nights. That's one of those harvest hosts where they will allow you to stay multiple nights. And the way it works is, hi, buddy. I guess he wants my coffee.
Hi, bud.
The first night is free, and then each additional night is $20. So I had paid the $20 to stay a second night. But if it hadn't been for a storm that rolled in Sunday night,
that was a godsend.
Yeah, it was so hot. Now, we were running the generator because they do allow you to run your generators, but it was struggling. The AC was struggling. And a storm rolled in and instantly cooled things down to where we ended up just opening up.
Yep.
But we just decided on Monday morning, we got up, we went down to the French Quarter.
Cafe du Monde, right?
Yep, we parked, we did Cafe du Monde, we stood in line, got beignets.
Yep.
And I got my cafe au lait. We sat on a bench for a while. We walked a little bit, and it was getting so hot out.
It was unbearably hot. Sticky.
I know that based upon our Instagram account, a lot of you love New Orleans. I don't get it. I'll just be honest.
We just don't get it.
We're not big. Well, one, I'm not a big city person, and I just wasn't that impressed. So, the beignets were okay.
Well, we had these two in the heat, and it was just what.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been much more happy at the Kalispell Fairgrounds camping with the cows as opposed to it was crazy and
it was nuts.
It's just different. So
and you got to give kudos to that street band that we were listening to.
Oh yeah, the jazz band was awesome.
Great.
And so we only stayed about 3 hours, and then we went back, hitched up, and we left Faubourg. And by the way, I will mention one last thing about that they gated at night.
Yes.
So you are gated. Now you can get in and out. They give you a code. But if you're worried about staying in New Orleans,
it's
like
very
that,
safe. The parking lot's all lit up. There's lights everywhere. We did not feel at all like.
No, I never felt.
There was 2 other campers there with us, people camping, so it was nice.
But we had discovered. Was that when I discovered the issue? Yes.
Well, the day before.
The day before, I discovered an issue with our tire. We had the rear driver's side trailer tire was almost bald on the inside. So we hightailed it. I had made a phone call to a discount tire in Pensacola, Florida, who told me to come straight there. And we went there.
Sure we did.
Yep, we got there a lot later than we'd planned because of traffic. But kudos to Discount Tire. And Chris, who helped me, who ended up being from Indiana originally, he looked at it. We were thinking it might be a bent axle or possibly a wheel bearing going bad. He said, in his opinion, and he told me, he goes, I'm not an expert, but he obviously sees a lot of tires come in there. He felt like it was probably based upon the way the other 3 tires were wearing, and he didn't see an axle issue that he could tell. He thought it has more to do with weight distribution that it was on the side of the slide out, and he says a lot of times with the slides and then you've got stuff in storage, it puts a lot more stress on those tires. So they ended up putting a new tire on. We pulled the spare, which kudos to Lance for putting an actual Goodyear Endurance Azure spare on an actual rim. And so we have a matching brand new set, and then the one tire obviously wasn't bad, became the new spare.
Right.
But that way we had 2 new ones on that axle.
Right.
So, and they balanced them and rotated them, and their advice to me was to make sure we are rotating our trailer tires, on a regular basis. So nothing like a real life midweek update. So
Little Bessie's annoying.
but we know those of you that watch these, you don't care. Like, you're okay with that because you understand this is just us.
Well, it's just she's annoyed about something. So.
And then we ended up, Patty on the drive to discount was able to score us a site at Gulf State Park in Gulf Shores, Alabama, which several people told us to go try. And
huge. Didn't realize how big it was.
yeah. And it was very nice. Now, I'll tell you what, it was a little pricey, in my opinion, for a state park.
Yeah.
It was $60. Now, it was a full hookup site. And you can walk to the beach. It's a hike, I'm not going to lie. I actually think it was a farther walk to the beach than it was luxury. Again, this is just my personal opinion. If we go back to Gulf Shores, I'm going to luxury RV resort because it was maybe a little bit pricier, but I like the smaller RV park. That state park is huge. There's a lot of campsite, and it was kind of noisy.
We were by the pool.
Yeah. So, but we did get to meet some subscribers. Seth and Cheryl.
There you
I don't
go.
know if you watch these or not, but when we pulled in, I said to Patty, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's an Avia.
Yeah.
And then it was being pulled by a Tundra.
Yeah. And then we saw something else.
The Watchdog.
Yeah.
The auto former used Watchdog.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm outside filming, and I said, as I'm talking, I'm walking around, I'm like, oh my gosh, that trailer has a Princess Craft sticker. And then all of a sudden, here comes Cheryl, and she says, I know you. And it was so great getting to talk with them, and even got to talk with Seth the next morning. I noticed they were getting ready to pull out, so ran out and got to say a few more words.
They were heading home.
Back to Texas. So, and so then we pulled out, and our next stop was
the Lavender Farm.
Yeah, Southern Grace Lavender Farm in the Panhandle.
Right, it's near Pensacola. It's not that far.
No, it was.
I thought it was south.
No, it was north of Panama.
Panama City.
Yeah.
And lavender, amazing. They have candles. I did some Christmas shopping, birthday shopping. But they have all kinds of stuff. They have essential oils. She makes her own. Those cute little. They look like. What are those called? The wax.
The melts.
Wax
they look
melt,
like little bears,
teddy
like teddy bears.
Yeah. And all kinds of things for the bath and just things you could use. And they had a cute little area for us to park at. They had a nice 4 nice.
Yeah, they've actually put in 3 actual campsites with electricity, concrete pads, picnic table,
fire pit.
Charcoal grill, and fire pits. And then they also have regular boondocking. If you want one of the nicer sites with the electricity, it's $15 if you're a Harvest Host member.
Wow.
We did it. It was worth it for $15. They actually had complimentary firewood.
Eggs.
They said to help yourself to a few eggs. Complimentary farm fresh eggs.
Truman got to experience roosters.
Yep, they have chickens and they have a pig and they have a dog, and they even have a pet exercise area.
Yeah, they have a dog run area that's nice.
I can't wait to come back at some point in the future
to
see what they've done. They're going to grow it, and they're really nice people. Carrie and Jason, we got to talk to both of them. In fact, I learned a lot about lavender growing lavender from Jason, and so awesome Harvest Host. And
it's just going to be beautiful. They just keep adding more and more to it. It's really pretty, and the cute little store. It's purple, of course, and it's just.
And I did film footage, so there will be a video coming out specifically on Southern Grace Lavender Farm and Harvest Host. But and then today we ended up making it. It was a longer drive today, about 5-hour drive time, 4.5, and we're now at St. Augustine. We're at a campground called North Beach Camp Resort, maybe.
I think so.
Literally right across the street from the Atlantic Ocean.
Yep.
So you might have saw, if you watched Keep Your Daydream last year, Mark and Trish stopped here on their way to Key West. That's how I found it. And they're really tight, but they don't feel it because you kind of feel like you're back in this tropical rainforest. Every site is separated by lots of greenery, lush greenery.
Yeah, I think it's like mangroves or something.
Yeah. So
it's really cool.
it's even though it's tight back here, you feel like you have privacy, which is awesome.
Yep.
So we're going to be here for 3 nights, and then we're going to head north.
Yep.
So
up the coast.
So that's the update. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's been busy. A lot of traveling this past week since we last talked to you.
Yes.
So looking forward to spending 3 nights here. I've got some work I have to get done, and we also want to go out and do some exploring. So, if you're watching this, we are planning to try to do a little get-together on Friday night. Check our Facebook page. I will post the information. We're going to try to do dinner, but I just need, before I announce anything official on a location, I need to check to make sure it's going to be okay with the restaurant. There's a restaurant across the street we're thinking and anybody that's in the area that wants to come out and have dinner with us on Friday night, that would be this Friday, as in, what is this Friday? I don't even know what this Friday is.
Is it the 18th?
Yes. Yes, it would be the 18th. Friday the 18th. And I will post the time and location on our Facebook page, Travels with Delaney. So, but that way, I know there was a few people in the St. Augustine area that kind of wanted to come over and say hi, and we just thought, why not just have dinner if you want, and you can come over. So, and I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Ooh.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
We've done a lot.
I'm sure we forgot something. It's like, I don't even know why I'm going to make videos. We just talk about it on these midweek updates. So.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything else.
All right. So there you go. That brings you up to date. Hopefully your summer is going great as well. And have a great weekend this weekend. And until next week, everyone, we'll see you.
Down the road.
Good night. Tell everybody goodbye.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.